I built a die filer that's driven by my belt grinder, and in this video I'm going to show you how I assembled the mostly 3D printed internals. I think I may have reached a point in my life where I've split enough pieces of plywood that I will never screw into the side of one without a clamp holding it together. We'll see. The carriage with the bearings that I just made will hold the chuck that holds the file. The bearings will ride in this angle iron, purchased from McMaster, that I'm attaching to 3D printed mounts to hold them in place where I want them. I decided to attach the chuck this way so that I wouldn't wear out the carriage by screwing into it multiple times when I went to change out the files. I think this will work well. I needed a relatively large inner diameter through the bearings that hold the main power shaft. To do this, I purchased needle roller bearings from McMaster Car, and I 3D printed housings to fit tightly around them, and then purchased a second thin-walled pipe to match the bearing inner diameter and fit over the 3D printed shaft. Anchormake sponsored me previously and gave me the printers that made the die filer parts, but they didn't have any campaigns going, so didn't want to sponsor this video. Which is a bummer. I do wish I could find a brand that would just agree to sponsor me whenever I want on my schedule. Oh yeah. So this video is sponsored by Inclined, twin turbo vices, Pika Screws, and even a super low friction flip handle that I recently put on my metal bandsaw. Let's do a 20% off sale, details and links in the description. Okay, pause, lest I skip over a mistake. See the cutout where the shaft was connected just a second ago? I had to move it because, for some reason, I just put it at the bottom of the whole assembly, when what I was supposed to do was place it so that the top of the file chuck stops about ½ inch short of the tabletop. That's as high as possible while still being able to do some dust collection in the future. I don't know why I did that, but I fixed it. I was nervous about the stress on the 3D printed shaft pulling the layers apart, so I designed a hole that goes almost all the way through for a 6-inch screw. That should take the stress and keep it all together. And there it is. I expect I'll find this quite useful for intricate 90-degree filing tasks. I do have plans and print files for this for sale, also linked in the description. To be clear, what you'll get is a description of the screws and hardware with links to harder to find stuff and STL files to print all the 3D printed parts. I'm also including the SketchUp model as well as STEP and DXF exports from that model if you want to play with the design or just check some dimensions. Even without those, it should be possible to print and assemble everything just using this video. That was my intention. I hope you found this interesting. Thanks for watching.
Dad, how is it turning?
Well, you gotta join my channel to learn how I did that.